Hello again, friends. Well, I have finally read Rapunzel, and it was a story. Yes, a story for sure. I I do find myself wondering how some of these stories have lasted so very long, whereas others seem to have been completely forgotten. Speaking of forgotten stories, I now bring you the next request. This story is apparently always put towards the back of the books, so it gets very little love, or so I'm told. Let's find out together as I read Old Rink, Rink, Rickety, Rinkety, Rink. I think I may need to give him a nickname. So here we go with Rinky Dink. Once upon a time, woot, there was a king who had a daughter. And this king had a glass mountain built and said that whoever could climb over the mountain without falling could have his daughter for a wife. Boy, this story just gets right into the story. One, how do you make a mountain out of glass? And two, how do you climb it without shattering said mountain? And three, does the daughter get any vote in this at all? What a terrible way to find a husband. I see you are a strong financial provider and a really nice guy, but how are you at climbing glass mountains? A man who loved the king's daughter came and asked the king if he could have her. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like the way that's phrased at all. Yes, the king said, if you can climb over the mountain without falling, you may have her. Then the king's daughter said that she would go with the man and hold him if he was in danger of falling. Oh, that's sweet. She likes him too. Or she's trying to kill him, one of the two. So they begin climbing over the mountain, and when they were halfway up, the king's daughter slipped and fell through the glass mountain, which opened up and closed so that she became locked inside. Did anyone know it could do that? The bridegroom could not see what had happened to her, for the mountain had closed too quickly. It's glass. Well, apparently not clear glass then. He felt miserable and wept, and the king, who was sad too, I should hope so, ordered the mountain to be broken to see if he could retrieve her, but they could not find the spot where she had fallen. How big is this mountain? I mean, come on, Clueless. You made the mountain. Did you not realize it had trap doors? This plan was poorly thought out. In the meantime, the king's daughter had fallen deep down into the earth and landed in a large cave. Well, she's dead. An old fellow with a very long gray beard had then come to her and told her that he would let her live if she would be his servant and do everything he commanded. If not, he would kill her. Oh, so the fall didn't kill her. You know, this doesn't sound like a healthy start to a relationship. Who does this guy think he is? Christian Grey? So she did everything he ordered. Every morning he took his ladder out of his pocket. Small ladder, big pocket. Wait, I know. It's magic. And placed it against the wall and climbed to the top of the mountain. Wait, is the glass mountain a volcano? How does he climb to the top of the mountain on a ladder that fits in his pocket? I have so many questions about this extendo ladder and hollow mountain. Then he pulled the ladder up to him on top. How? You know, the prince and Rapunzel could have used this ladder. While he was away, she had to cook his dinner, make his bed, and do all his work. And when he returned home, he always brought heaps of gold and silver with him. Why? When she had spent many years with him and had become very old, so 30, he called her Mother Mansrot, and she had to call him Old Rinkrank, Ricky. Then one day, after he departed, and she had made his bed and washed his dishes, she closed all the doors and windows tightly. What? Why are there doors and windows in a glass mountain? Except for one tiny one, which let the light shine through. This she left open. When old Ricky returned home, he knocked on the door. That may be the first time in any fairy tale I've read where someone knocked on the door. Mother Mansrot opened the door for me. No, she said. I won't open the door for you, old Ricky. Then he said, here I stand, poor Ricky, 17 feet long. I stand on planks, on my tired out feet. Mother Mansrot, wash my dishes. He's he's 17 feet long? Or is he standing on 17 feet long planks? I feel like some of this should have been noted earlier, like, there she met a giant with a long gray beard, or there she met a man with really big feet. I've washed your dishes already, she replied. Then he said once more, here I stand, poor Ricky, 17 feet long. I stand on planks. Oh, my poor tired out feet. Mother Mansrot, make my bed. What is going on? Shouldn't he be saying something like, open the door, woman? I've already made your bed, she replied. Then he said once more, here I stand, poor Ricky, 17 feet long. I stand on planks, on my poor tired out feet. Mother Mansrot, open the door for me. Then he ran around the house to the other side, where the tiny window was open. He thought to himself, you'd better look inside to see what she's up to, and why she won't open the door for you. When he tried to push his head through the window, he found it was impossible because his beard was too long. How does a long beard stop you from too long for what? I mean, maybe he keeps his ladder in his beard. Ah, this story makes so much sense. I need to figure out how to roll my eyes. So he stuck his beard through the window first, but just as he had got it through, Mother Mansrot arrived and pulled the window shut with some rope that had been attached to the window, and the beard was caught tight. Then old Ricky began to whine miserably because he was in pain. Old Ricky, you're so fine. How I love to hear your whine. Hey, Ricky! Hey, Ricky! Sorry. Keeps running through my mind every time I say the name. She told him that she would not set him free until he gave her the ladder that he used to climb the mountain. Whether he liked it or not, he had to tell her where the ladder was. So she tied another very long rope to the window, and then she set the ladder against the wall and climbed to the top of the mountain. And when she was on top, she pulled the window open with the rope. Oh, well, that was nice of her. Then she went to her father. Oh, he's still alive. That's good. And told him all that had happened to her. King Clueless was very glad, and her bridegroom was still there. Really? He just sort of hung around for many years? Doing what? That's dedication. Or freeloading. They went and dug up the mountain. How? I really don't understand this story's geography. It made no sense at all. And found old Ricky inside with all this gold and silver there. Then the king had old Ricky put to death and took all his silver and gold. Wow, that's murder and stealing. What kind of a king are you? And the king's daughter was still able to marry her bridegroom, and they lived quite happily thereafter in splendor and joy. I think it may be math time. So, from previous stories, I know that the bride can be anywhere from 7 to 16. I believe many years means, I don't know, maybe 10? Guessing here. So, let's assume our girl was 16, just for the sake of my sanity, when she was taken by old Ricky. Then she was enslaved for 10 years, so she is around 26 when she escapes. I'm going to be generous and assume her unnamed bridegroom was 18, again for my sanity. So he's 28, and had just hung around the castle for a decade, hoping this woman would figure out a way to come home. What was the king doing while his daughter was gone for many years? How did they not find him, since all you need is a ladder to reach him inside the mountain the king made in the first place? I can't imagine why this one is less famous than the others. I think I may need to lie down. Well, fine, I guess. Next time we'll tell The Giant and the Tailor, unless I get a request. Why The Giant and the Tailor? Because it was the first title I saw when I went to the index. I have no real attachment to the story, so feel free to distract me with requests. Until we meet again, like, share, subscribe, click the bell icon, and save me from the algorithm of death by leaving a comment. Help my tiny little channel grow. Hey, hopefully you'll also leave requests. I love you all and cannot thank you enough for listening to my silly little readings of Grimm Tales. Bye!